Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Welcome to your energy forecast. My name is Arlene Grace, and I am a master numerologist, a channel, I am an alchemist, and a spiritual coach. And so, as we await for others to join or for people to join, please say hello as you join the call. Welcome. I'm curious how you're feeling. I am absolutely excited to be here. We've moved and shifted energies, right? If you were with me last week, or if you watched the video last week, we were really moving through the diamond energy, which was an experience with our physical body, with physical things, with places. And it was an underlying energy of, okay, and do you value yourself, right? And we've now moved today into the energy of clubs. And clubs is inviting you to stop seeking knowledge outside of yourself from others and instead serve as a reflection of higher wisdom to yourself and to others. Good morning, everyone. Yeah. And so, as I was looking at the energy this week and I was feeling into the energy, one phrase kept on coming to my mind. And I looked it up, and the phrase comes from a poem that was written in the 1800s by Robert Burns. And the poem, the line that kept on coming in my mind was, "The best laid plans of mice and men often go awry." So I'll repeat that. The best laid plans of men, mice and men often go awry, which really tells me that this week, starting today, we are breaking free from the hypnosis of life, right? We are breaking free from doing the things that we were told, doing the things that we thought served us, doing the things that are out of our own consciousness, so that we can experience something new moment by moment. Really, what the clubs is inviting you to know that every single day, every single moment is something new. And so even if you are living through life through mundane, through structure, for instance, I get up, it's Monday morning, I wake up, I get ready, I get my girls ready, and I get them to school. After that, I come here and I come on live. And even though I do that every single Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, every single moment still has the possibility of experiencing something brand new. And so, are you willing to experience something new moment to moment and open yourself up to the possibility and the limitlessness that is available to you, including your dreams, including what it is that you want? And so we move into today's energy being 9, King of Clubs. And so it's September 11, 9/11. Are you willing to let go? Are you willing to release what is holding you back? Release the need to maintain the past so that you can allow for higher possibilities, potentials, so that you can be fulfilled. And so I ask you the question, what do you want now? What is it that you want to experience? When you take a look at your life, is there something that you are focused on? Are you focused on expanding your business? Are you focused on something with your well-being? Are you focused on nurturing your and cultivating your partnerships? I'm kind of feeling that in this space. And the King of Clubs is now inviting a willingness to move in the direction of higher experiences with the material world. So what do you want? And so as you're coming into today, you want to take a look at, okay, am I aware of what is changing in my life? And am I willing in seeing what is changing as I allow this to come into my awareness? Because when it comes into my awareness, I am no longer in the hypnosis. And so if I allow myself to come into the awareness of something is changing, now I get to navigate, can I have more? Or is what I have in this moment enough for me? And if you are here in this space, then you will know that you are a creator. You are an advanced manifester. You are here to experience life. You're here to choose to live. And so as we're moving through this week, and we bring in that phrase that if I have these plans, and if I have these plans and I look at these plans and I've taken the step by step by step by step in order to achieve this business, in order to achieve this relationship, in order to achieve this body, and it didn't work, and perhaps maybe I was even betrayed by something outside of me, then am I willing to scrap that? I say scrap that and create a new picture, create a new painting, create a new story. So I was reading one of Matt Kahn's books this weekend, and I loved one of the acronyms that he had in this book, and his acronym was WAR. And my curiosity with you as you move forward from today is, where am I at war with myself? Where am I at war with my body? Where am I at war in my relationships? Where am I at war with something in my life? Where am I at war with my own thinking? And war stands for, where am I in worry? Where am I in anticipation? And then where am I in regret? And as I was really thinking about war, I was thinking about, wow, I have a drama triangle. There's this drama triangle that we can actually play within ourselves. And so if we were to use the body, where am I at worry with my body because my body is not looking the way that I want it to look? And so in this worry, I now go and I decide I'm going to have a diet. I'm going to take some supplements. I'm going to go and I'm going to do some sort of cleanse. I'm going to go and I'm going to work out heavy. I'm going to go for walks. I'm going to do all of these things because I'm worried about how I feel and how I look. And so in this, where I'm now in anticipation, I anticipate that my body is going to look and feel better. It's going to look the way that I want it to look. That picture in my mind, it's going to match that. But then at dinner, I decide I go and have my chocolate cake, or I decide I get bored at night. And so I find myself in front of the TV watching Netflix, eating chips. And so now I regret my decision. I regret that I wasn't able to stay in alignment or stay in this diet. And so I fall back into the worry. And so I continue to play this pattern over and over and over again, thinking that I'm a failure, thinking that I've betrayed myself. But the best laid plans often go awry. And so I'm curious as to what you are thinking about, what's rising up for you today. And are you willing to lead your life from a place of moving in the direction of what you want, but allowing yourself to be inspired based on the feeling tone of your desires, the feeling tone of your dream? And so if it is that you wanted to manifest a certain body shape, perhaps, are you willing to feel what that feels like in your body here now? What does it feel like to live? What does it feel like to have well-being flowing through my body? And as I feel that well-being flowing through my body, am I willing to allow that feeling that is in my body inspire me into my next action? Right? And when we can do that, we can begin to circumvent the worry, the anticipation, the regret. Now, as we move into Tuesday, Tuesday, we're now moving into acceptance. And so on a day of acceptance, we are typically receiving mirrors. We're receiving people coming into our life to play our muse. And they're allowing for us to see ourselves. And many of the times they can be our partner, they can be someone on social media that is allowing for you to see, if we continue to journey with the body, something where you are noticing someone else's body and you're like, ooh, I like that. I'm inspired by that. I want that. Or it can also inspire shame. It can inspire regret. It can inspire less than. And so we've got the one Queen of Clubs that comes in on Tuesday. And the one is releasing the need to choose only one thing. And to imagine that if we were breaking through the hypnosis, and in this hypnosis, it's this or that, to imagine that you can have a life filled with the experiences that you desire. And so to imagine that you can have both a flourishing business with money coming in through all of these pathways and the love of your life. To imagine that you can have a flourishing business and you can travel the world, right? So this is a time to imagine new beginnings, transformation, fresh starts, and possibilities. We've also got the Queen of Clubs. And so the Queen of Clubs is highly intuitive. She is always sparked by the divine with these intuitive nudges. She can already feel, she knows her purpose. She knows that she is here to express in the world. And from that, she knows that she must trust her own intuition. She is willing to move through the change. She is willing to make decisions in order to achieve the things that she desires. She can see that there are other pathways that are available for her. And so, this is your invitation on Tuesday as you embark in these new possibilities. Are you willing to hear what is flowing through you from the divine, from God, from your spirit guides, from your higher self, that is allowing for you to be guided in the direction of what it is that you dream of, what it is that you want to express as your purpose, and the willingness to make decisions on purpose so that you can start to see the possibilities that are available for you. Because on this day, as you are moving through this in acceptance, you will begin to see that there are other possibilities that are available for you that are outside of this hypnosis, that are outside of your lens. And with this energy, it allows for you to deepen your own trust for your emotions, how you feel, deepen your own trust for the material world, that you can be supported. And it allows for you to see that as you continue to move forward in this path, trusting your intuition, that you will naturally start to receive the feedback from the outside world. You will begin to see shifts in your partnerships, shifts in your relationships. But the one thing that might be holding this Queen of Clubs back, the one thing that might be holding this energy back from you fulfilling this energy of the one Queen of Clubs, is where are you holding yourself back because you feel that you must sacrifice something in order to achieve something else? Where you feel, for instance, as a mother, that you must sacrifice aspects of being a good mom in order to have a flourishing business, where you feel that you are not supported as a mom. And so you feel like you have to go and travel with them everywhere for hockey games or for basketball tournaments or for all of these things, when there is this other desire that you want to do, which is go and commune with people, go be with people in community and pull cards, for instance, right? Where is it that you are not allowing yourself to see that there are other possibilities that are available for you and that there are people here to support you as you continue to move forward? And so in this, on Tuesday, my invitation for you is to muse on, what is it that I will accept now? When I look at everything that I accept in my life, am I accepting less than? Or am I willing to accept what is and change? Tuesday is this time where you want to pay attention to how you are feeling in your body. Because in this energy of acceptance, there is the ability to see the law of cause and effect, you being the cause. And so if you are tapped into your expression, tapped into the essence of you feeling the love that flows through you from the divine, that is always accessible and available to you, as you are feeling that, as you move through your day and you receive the muses in your life that are showing you who you think you are, then you begin to create shift in your own morphogenic field, so that creates an invitation for those that are in your life to shift as well. And that's the alchemy, that's the magic. Ah, that's amazing, Jocelyn. I love that. Just for you. Brilliant. So then we move into Wednesday, September 13th. And we move into 2 Jack of Clubs. Now, Wednesday is this energy of expression. It's your willingness to decide. It's your willingness to fully be you and stay connected and aligned with what it is that you desire. We've got 2. 2 is coming in, and 2 is inviting a release in the need to be seen, heard, or understood by others. And instead, to allow yourself to be inspired in the direction of deep connection, of partnership, and engagement with your resources. Are you allowing your resources to come in to support you on this journey? And so are you open to receive? Then we've got the Jack of Clubs. And the Jack of Clubs is this, it's the invitation and the embarkment on a new journey of thought, the creation of a new story. It is the willingness to allow ourselves to release what is holding us back from experiencing our desires in the material world, and their willingness to act on behalf of their value. In this, their feeling is their willingness to deeply trust the divine, to deeply trust their intuition, to deeply trust that they are moving in the direction if they want what they want. It's their willingness to leap. And so when you think about the Jack of Clubs in conjunction of, I'm willing to let go of the material. And so if you were inspired to let go of your business, are you willing to let go of your business completely? In full trust, emotionally feeling full trust that in letting go of your business as it is now, it would allow for the space for those parts that are meant to stay in your business will come and rise up and be inspired to be moved through you, to be inspired to be shared with the world. Because here, the Jack of Clubs has the propensity to tell themselves mistruths that keep them attached to the material world. Oh, I cannot let go of my business because if I let go of my business, I won't have any money coming in. Oh, I cannot let go of this aspect of my business or this aspect of my relationship or the relationship itself because I'm afraid of being alone. Oh, I cannot let go of my car because if I let go of my car, then I'll have no other way of getting places, right? And so in this, you're being invited with the Jack of Clubs energy to be in integrity with yourself, to know fully what it is that you want, and to allow yourself to shift your own thinking where you are not denying yourself anything, where you are not holding yourself back or allowing things that are outside of you to hold you back from what it is that you truly desire. And as I'm feeling this energy on Wednesday, there's this deep fear of being alone. And so are you allowing yourself to know that you are not alone, that you have never been alone? Are you allowing, if you are holding any loneliness within your own body, are you allowing that to shift up through the body? And you can do that in this moment right here now. Where am I lonely? Do I feel loneliness in my body? And you can begin to feel that. I can feel it in some people's feet. And so we allow that to move through the body. We allow that to move up through the body. And so we allow the loneliness to move up, to be transmuted in through the heart. And so we allow the open, or we ask the heart open, to transmute the frequency of loneliness, to allow the grief that is attached to it to flow through the heart and to move up through the throat and through the mind, through the brain, so that it can begin to create shifts in the neural pathways of the brain of our own patterns. Yeah. And so as you're moving through this energy on Monday, you want to ask yourself, am I willing to commit? Am I willing to decide what it is that I want? Because if you do not decide, then we cannot focus our frequency. If you do not decide, then the universe doesn't know what you want. If you do not decide, then you will continue to receive mixed messages until you do, right? And when you do not decide, there is no inspiration. And so any action that you take is from a place of, I need to control my material experience. I need to control others in order to have what it is that I want. And again, this entire week is about breaking free of that. Our entire week is about breaking free of the hypnosis. And sometimes when we are unaware, we control our physical experience. And when we control our physical experience, that's when we create the space for betrayal from the experiences that we have outside of ourselves, right? Where we believe that our body has betrayed us or a partner has betrayed us. Yeah. Awesome. So now we move into Thursday. And so Thursday, we've got a new moon. And so this new moon is in Virgo, 21 degrees. And so as I feel the Virgo energy, Virgo loves to make sure that they dot the I's and cross the T's. They want to make sure that everything is in line. If you were to go to their home is meticulous. They've got a structure to everything. They've got a way of doing things. They get up in the morning and they know exactly what it is that they're going to do. In fact, when they go to bed at night, they make that list. This is what I got to do in this morning so that I can ensure that I get all of my things done. And so the Virgo is very They are able to do all of these things. They are very able to, they are capable of having these flourishing businesses, to have money coming into their life, to have all of the things that they desire. And yet at the same time, they are so structured and rigid in what it is that they want that they disallow opportunities to come in. They disallow play in their life. They disallow opportunities for expansion that is always available for them. And so that with the 21 degrees is really allowing for you to notice, where am I in my own expression? Where am I controlling my physical experience so much so that I'm holding myself back from actually what it is that I dream? In this energy of the new moon, you're going to want to pay attention to reassessing your own dreams. Is this still what I want? Is this still what I want to experience? What is it that I want now? And I feel that even as I'm saying that, that there's just this light that is shining up within you, that is sparking within you. And so what brings you joy on Thursday? Thursday being this energy of the blessings. And so resources come in, people come in that allow for you to be supported in the direction of what you want. And so as I'm feeling on Thursday, this new moon with Virgo and this spark that's coming in through the body, it's this it's not that you are letting go of your dream or what it is that you want completely, but it feels like this light allows for you to see an expansion within what it is that you truly desire. And so even as I'm feeling Rosalie, it's like, oh, I have this intention of, I want to move. I feel like I feel inspired to have a new house. And so on this new moon energy, it feels like there's this spark that has this awareness drop in of, oh yeah, of course I want to move. This is why I want to move. This is why I would love that. And so with Libra rising, of course, you're looking for the balance. And so you've got this structure with this balance that's happening. I need to have some balance, which is holding me back from actually making this decision. What do I want? Right. And so leaving Rosalie to the side for a moment, coming back to this energy of having resources come in, we've got the 3 and 10 of clubs. And the 3, in conjunction with Virgo being 21 degrees, is the release of the need for controlled expression. And so what does it mean to release your need for controlled expression? Well, this is really pulling off the masks. Do you have a way of expressing yourself when you're with your boss? Do you have a way of expressing yourself when you're with your best friend? Do you have a way of expressing yourself when you're with your partner? Is there a little bit of shape-shifting energy? Because this shape-shifting energy is your controlled expression in order to play nice, in order to play people pleaser, in order to play placater, and so on. And so as you're moving through this day on Thursday, are you willing to shed the mask, to fully be you, so that you can be that conduit for creation, for celebration, for expansion? Because you, in your essence, are love, are joy, are playful, are innocent. You are the manifestation, the physical manifestation of all of these divine frequencies that flow through you. And so if you can release the mask that day, in conjunction with the 10 of clubs being this energy that feels great pressure. The 10 of clubs on the spread, and so I'm playing with the life spread today as I as I tap in. The 10 of clubs feels this great propensity to do something so great in the world that they feel the pressure of it, that they feel this need for it to be out there in order to serve humanity in whatever it is that they do. But in this pressure to serve the greater humanity, they feel the pressure of, but it's got to be perfect. But I need to ensure that it helps everybody. But I got to make sure that that it looks good. I got to make sure that it's in the proper box. I got to make sure that my funnel is right. I got to make sure all of these things. And so they can hold themselves back from expressing themselves in the world because they feel the pressure to be, they feel the pressure on the other side of it, of feeling that they might be judged, that they might be compared to. And on the other side, they might be judging what other people are doing. They might be comparing themselves to other leaders in the world. And so this is an energy of, are you willing to express yourself, let go of the perfection, and do the thing anyway to get your product out there, to get yourself out there in service to the world, knowing that you're receiving the resources and the support in order to do that on Thursday. Then we move into Friday. Friday is this energy of accountability. Are you doing the things that you say you're going to do? When shit hits the fan, do you move through it, right? And so we've got this energy of 4 Nine of Clubs. 4 is the willingness to release the need for fixed conditions. It's that if this equals then that, right? And so it's releasing this fixed condition of if I go on vacation, that means I will feel good, rather than I can feel good in every moment. Or if I act this way, then people will see me, rather than I just see myself and I act on behalf of that. And so this is an opportunity to release your fixed conditions, the programming, the hypnosis. And instead, it is an opportunity for you to bring in new things into form. And so imagine on this day, if you were to decide that you see yourself so fully, if you love yourself so much that you are now inspired to get online and to do a live, then the world will meet you there, right? You're now bringing something else out into form. In conjunction with the 4, we've got the 9 of Clubs. And the 9 of Clubs is willing to change their mind often, but change their mind often in the direction of what they desire. And so they're willing to up-level their own thinking, and they're willing to allow for whatever it is that they're experiencing in their life to fall away. And so in this energy, many people may experience loss, but that loss that you may be experiencing could be based on your own perception. And so are you willing to create the space? Because on Friday, the space will be created. The space will be created not only in the mind, but it will be created in your own physical experience. And knowing that that is connected to what it is that you desire, it's this opportunity to allow for whatever is happening in your life to fall away while something else comes into form. And that both can happen simultaneously. Does that make sense? It's like I had a relationship a couple years ago where I so desired something else. I so desired to want to experience such a deeper connection. And so in one moment, we ended the relationship and he fell away. And then in the next, we'll say 5 minutes, he came back and was like, no, I do want this. This is what I want. And we continued to move forward in this journey of expansion. And so there's this opportunity to allow for dynamics, for how you feel about yourself, for how you are thinking to completely shift so that you can create a new pattern. And so in this energy, your invitation is to muse on, well, how do I respond to responsibility? Am I being integral with what it is that I desire? Do I do what I say I'm going to do, even when no one's looking? Because from this perspective, as we are waking up from our own hypnosis this week, we're raising our own frequency. And as we raise our own frequency, it allows for us to come into convergence with new experiences if we allow ourselves to see it. So I'm hoping that this resonates for all of you. I feel like it's a very different energy from last week. Last week, we were so focused on the physical experience that we had where we could actually see the feedback happening really, really quickly. And here we've got, we're back in the mind. And so we're taking whatever wisdom we have from last week and we're integrating that into new thought patterns by allowing ourselves to wake up from the hypnosis. And by waking up from the hypnosis, I mean, by becoming better aware of our presence in the moment, being in the body in the moment, paying attention to our breath from moment to moment. All right. So I see that there are a lot of people asking questions already. And so I'm curious as to how this resonates for you, how you're feeling with this. Let's see. We'll begin with Sandy. I would love a card, please. I've been feeling very stuck for a while in all areas of my life. I don't understand why I'm still at such a horrible job. I just hope that things start moving in my life. I'm also manifesting international travel. Yeah. So, Sandy, I think that one of the things that you are really breaking through is today's energy, which is the King of Clubs. So in this energy of the King of Clubs is a leader. He knows what it is that he wants. He's willing to move in the direction of what he desires. And he decides that he's going to have that experience. Now, the King of Clubs moved through a journey to see that in this choosing what it is that he wanted, he was willing to move through and see what the response was from the world. Because what I'm feeling from you is that there's this fear of being disappointed, this fear of choosing the wrong thing, and so you don't choose. And so are you willing to make decisions? Because the only time you're stuck is because you haven't decided. And so here you are and you want to start moving in your life. Well, decide it. Here you are and you're in such a horrible job, then decide to have a new one, right? We come back to the same pattern that you've been experiencing week after week, where you're asking the same question and it feels as though you're getting the same response. So here we are, and you're being initiated into having a new experience, a new physical experience in your life. I want to manifest international travel. I want to have a new job. I want to have a new job that I desire. And so are you willing to decide to have this new job, but decide by feeling into what does it feel like to have this new job? What would it feel like to have a new job? What would it feel like in my body? Can I feel the excitement in my body? Can I feel the inspiration? Can I feel the play? Can I feel the ease? Would I allow myself to decide that I can have a new job and that would be easy? That it would be easy to have a new job. It would be fun. It would be fulfilling. It would be playful. Like, I can't wait to connect with new people. I can't wait to get up in the morning and go to a new job and get dressed and get ready and just connect and have conversations with new people and learn new things. I can't wait to go and do that. And so I decide that I'm going to do that. And so are you willing to allow yourself to have what it is that you desire? Breaking through the fear. Because the fear is just your intuition. Any fear that you have is your intuition that's telling you you're about to grow and you're about to change. And so if you were to see this fear as, oh, this fear is just giving me this information that I'm about to grow and change, which means that I'm about to get a new job, if I allow myself to decide it. And so will I decide that I can have this so that I can experience a greater foundation in my own body with my emotions, in connection with my own emotions, so that I'm not living life from this happy, sad, happy, sad, happy, sad, that I can begin to create a greater foundation of being. I'm simply being. And in my being, I get to decide how I'm going to feel from moment to moment. I can remember that I can feel love from moment to moment. I can remember my value from moment to moment. And so will you decide? Will you decide to have what you want and allow yourself to journey with it, rather than on the lower perception of the King of Clubs, letting life happen for you and tell you what to do? You are the chooser of this life. You are the chooser of your experiences. Will you take the lead? Awesome. Awesome. I am okay. I want to try to say your name. Inkosii Sifil. I hope I said that correctly. So I'm just pulling general cards for you. She didn't ask a specific question. Let's just see. Oops. What I'm feeling is you're experiencing changes in your physical world. So things are changing around you. It could be people. It could be that you are moving. It could be that you are I feel like it might even be connected to you changing jobs or changing careers and or even losing a job. And so something in your life is changing in your physical world with a place, with a thing, even perhaps with your body, but I'm not feeling it with your body. And what it's happening is it's creating some anxiety and apprehension, a little bit of fear. And so there's a part of you that's trying to hold on to what it is that's happening around you. But you're being reminded that life is always going to change. And very much like what I said to Sandy, that this fear that you're feeling is really just a message for you to know that something around you is changing. And are you willing to flow with that change? Are you willing to surrender into the change? Because you have no control over what's changing around you. The only control that you have is in how you feel. And so this 3 of Hearts is inviting. So we're going to allow any anxiety that you're feeling in your body to rise up and to go. So we can feel it rising up uh, through your entire body, all the way through to your feet. And so I feel like there's a shaking in your body that's wanting to up and release. And so you might even be inspired to just shake the body in this moment to help to release the anxiety that you're feeling so that you can come into celebration. You can come into, okay, I know that things are changing around me in my life, and I'm willing to I'm willing to allow myself to move in the direction of feeling okay with that because I know that I cannot control that. So if I can't control that, I'm going to release this anxiety. I'm going to release other emotions that are in my body, this fear, this apprehension. I'm going to relax my body because I feel this tenseness in the body. And I'm just going to choose to feel love. And the reason why I choose to feel love is because love is always accessible. And so I can just ask the body, what does it feel like to love in my body in this moment? What does it feel like to love? And I'm going to say God because I feel God, right? The energy of God. Like, what does it feel like for God to love me through this body? And so as you feel that, just notice that your body's already beginning to shift and come into a deeper coherence, or it's starting to calm down. And so as you're feeling this love in the body and you're shifting your mind from trying to control your physical experience, you now begin to release release these patterns of holding on. I have to hold on to this way of thinking because what's happening is your mind is actually trying to break open to allow for you to see that there are greater possibilities that are available for you, but you must release these patterns or these thinking patterns that it almost feels like I can feel it like, in order for me to be successful, I must be married with this. In order for me to be, in order for my parents to be happy with me, I must do this. And this is actually what you're breaking free of. You're breaking free of the mental confines that have been imposed upon you so that you can come into a deeper understanding of what it is that you truly want to experience. And so whatever is happening in your physical world is happening in support of you growing, expanding. So I hope that resonates for you. Awesome. Tammy, I would love a card on how to work with this week's energy. Yeah, love. Oops. Dropping cards. Okay. Okay. So you're being invited to take your thinking higher, to take everything higher. And so as you're playing with this energy, I feel like you're at work right now or you're going to work. And so as you are feeling this energy, taking it higher means taking your entire life higher. And so if you were to go into work and you were to really feel into what's my intention as I go to work? What is it that I want to experience? I want to experience fun. I want to experience connection. I want to experience play with my coworkers. I want to experience liveliness. And so I'm really going to move that frequency. I'm going to move that energy through me as I begin my day and as I connect with others. And so as you're taking your life higher, and we begin just at work because this is the beginning of your day where you're actually communicating with others. And so, of course, this will be every single day. As you decide that you're going to take your life higher, how you relate to people, how you relate to yourself, how you relate to your own emotions, your own thinking, with the willingness to let go of your thinking to take it higher, you're now going to express yourself. And so, as I'm feeling express yourself, it's express your wholeness, express your divineness, express your changed self with others so that they begin to see you. And right now it's September 11, 11, 11 on my computer. And so you start to express the truth of who you are with other people. You start to, it almost feels like you're inspired to really be the light that you are as you move forward so that you can begin to create new patterns of thinking in how you relate with others, in how you relate with your job. And so there may be some truth bombs that come out as I'm feeling you. And these truth bombs are just like bits of wisdom that come out as you're with your partner or with other people in your life. It feels like even like at the grocery store and just having a conversation with someone, you just like, boom, something comes out of you. And as you do that, as a result, you start to see your value mirrored back to you. You start to see all of this, and I'm saying hard work because it's your words, all of this hard work that I've done for myself, all of this hard work of doing this inner work now gets mirrored back to you in your value. It also may be a contract. It also may be connections with other people. You might even decide you want to work with someone again, just to go deeper into the work. Or it might be an inspiration of, oh, I've gone through this journey. How do I want to work with someone else? And so there's this story that's happening for you this week, just as it is with everyone else, where you're shifting your patterns by becoming aware, right? By being present in the moment and noticing your own thoughts, remembering that they are not your thoughts, right? They're not your thoughts. They're based on their frequency. So I hope that resonates. It feels like a good week for you. It feels like a fun week. And of course, it's based on your intention. Oh, look at that, Joanne. I have a card for appreciating the new moon. Thursday. I feel like you haven't decided something again. Like I feel you feel great, you feel awesome, you feel open. But there's there's like all of this space and all of these possibilities, but you're caught up in, no, not caught up, but there's this, you get to decide, do you just want to coast and be where you are? Or do you want to continue to expand and grow and move? Do you want to bring something into manifestation is how I'm feeling. Because right now you've got the 8 of clubs. And so 8 of clubs is going to be on the weekend. I think it's Saturday. Saturday is going to be 8 of clubs. And the 8 of clubs can get stuck in their own thinking. And when they get stuck in their own thinking, it can start to manifest in their own body. And so if they were thinking thoughts of malaise or feeling bad about themselves, they can continue to move down this path where their thinking continues to build momentum until they're building that momentum within their own body as dis-ease in the body. And so here you're being invited to really take your thinking higher so that you can start to move up in this queue, right? Move up in the 8, where your higher is, okay, I feel all of these possibilities that are available for me. And what is it that I'm actually feeling inspired to do? What is it that I'm actually wanting to do? What do I want to see in my life? What do I want to experience? And so am I willing to dream about that a little bit? Am I willing to feel that a little bit so that I can begin to feel the inspiration? Because again, just like Tammy, your action is to take it higher. That even though everything feels really great right now, like it feels like your well-being in your body is great. It feels like you've lost some weight. It feels like your home is situated the way that you want your home to be situated. And so are you willing to want more? Are you willing to take your life even higher? Are you willing to love yourself even more? And so, in doing that and taking yourself higher, you begin to receive the inspiration. Oh, I'm inspired to do this, and I think it would be fun to teach. I think it would be fun to get on stage. I think it would be fun to actually meet people in community. I think it would be fun. And so you receive these intuitive hits from your higher self that allow for you to feel into the how. This is my next action. And so it's the fulfillment of the mind. It's the fulfillment from the divine. I feel like on Thursday will be, perhaps it was you, I was feeling that spark will brighten, that will allow for you to come into deeper clarity of what it is that you want to experience. Um, yeah, so that you can begin to receive the insights from it. And so I would play with the idea of, what do I want more of? What do I want now? What do I want to play with? Who do I want in my life? I feel that's important as well. Awesome. Oh, you're welcome, Jocelyn. As a King of Clubs, you are ready. Lovely. I'm curious to how you're feeling today's energy. Okay, Samantha. I had this feeling of needing to crack my big toe on my right foot. Okay. Well, here's the thing. If we lost our big toe, we wouldn't be able to walk. If you lost a big toe, you wouldn't be able to walk properly, because the big toe is actually what helps to balance the body when you're walking, right? And so are you out of alignment? Are you out of harmony? And then, of course, I'm curious to, is it your big right toe on your right foot? Is your big right toe on your left foot? You know, where are you out of alignment with taking action? Where are you afraid, perhaps? Okay. Where are you not taking the lead, King of Clubs? Where are you not taking the lead and doing the thing that you truly want to do? What is it? What is the distortion that's holding you back from actually having the fulfillment of what you want? Because I can feel that as I ask that question, your back goes up, and then there's like all of this energy that's moving up through the throat. And so again, I'm feeling this intense fear. And so as I'm feeling it, like this what's really highlighted right now is your ego. Your ego's got its back up, and it's like I can hear your ego talking to me. Yeah. So let's pull back. What do you really want? What do you really want to experience? What do you really want to play with? It almost feels like I'm kind of feeling like it's your lifestyle or your business, something that you're actually wanting to venture that you think is really far ahead and is a pathway that you haven't really taken because it's outside. And part of what you're fearing is you're going to leave people behind, or you're going to be alone. That you're going to leave your community, and community members are not going to want to come with you. Um, and so the King of Clubs is like, no, you got to be the authority. You have to decide for you. No one can decide for you. You can tell your kid to do something as much as you want. You can tell them to feel a certain way as much as you want, but they can't do anything until they make the decision to do it themselves. Anything other than that is trespassing upon your child. And so I'm using that as an example because it's the easiest example, right? You have children. So Six of Hearts is your action. And so it's really paying attention to, are you allowing the outside conditions to create this this feeling of being out of alignment? And so what is it that you are seeing that is causing a disruption in your own feeling pattern that is allowing for you to move in the direction of what you want? And are you willing to allow that to just be information? Because right now, what you're doing is you're letting go of your own expectation of how it's going to be, of how it's going to work out. And so, as I'm saying, your whatever it is that you want is down some path that's down over here that you can have in just a moment. But because you're saying all the trees that are in the way, you're seeing like the leaves falling, and so it's coming to winter, and you're like, oh, maybe I should wait till spring. You're letting that feedback dictate your decision, your own authority. When you're the authority, be the authority. So, as a result of doing that, and so I'm going to invite. There's anxiety in your heart. We're going to invite the anxiety to move up out through the heart. There's also this energy of backstab, and so we're gonna like. It almost feels like you were backstabbed, or you're afraid of being backstabbed, and so we're letting that go. It's also feminine energy. And so it feels like mean girl energy, and so we're releasing this mean girl energy, which could be this connected to this fear of leaving community behind and no one coming with you, or being ostracized, or, all of that as you move forward. And so we're letting that go, we're releasing it, pulling the knife out through the back. And so there's apprehension that's moving up through the body as well. Okay. And so continue to move forward by really embracing the Six of Hearts energy. You begin to create a new story, right? You have an opportunity to create a new story, moving in the direction of what you desire. And so this is an opportunity for you to really land into what it is that you want. Are you willing to do it? So energies continue to move through, and we're just going to allow that to move out through the shoulder. Lisa. I'm laughing at Tammy's message. It resonates. Woke up sore and grumpy, and I am choosing to take it higher. Choose how I feel. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Feel it. Face it. Feel it. Free it. Tammy. Okay, Lisa. So with Lisa, I'm feeling your mind is spinning. Like it's spinning really, really like fast. And it almost feels like, The Price is Right? On The Price is Right, where they spin that big wheel. So your mind is this spinning wheel, and it's spinning, 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 but you're the one that's waiting for it to see where it lands so that you can then make a decision when you're being asked to stop the dial yourself by making a decision. You hold yourself back. So you make a decision, but you don't stay with it and stay committed with the decision, because it could be because of this unconsciousness. And so it's the willingness to stay with this decision. Now, I know that you've been playing with this, and I could see you've done this a couple of times, but there's one really big decision that is connected to the entirety of your life. Like it would change everything in your life. And so will you decide it? Will you decide what it is that you want? Right. Because change is happening anyway. So change is happening. This wheel is spinning. You're waiting for the wheel to stop so that it can tell you whether or not you win or lose. And so that metaphor is really saying you're waiting for life to happen for you before you make a decision. But you're being invited to make the decision and move forward, taking inspired action with that decision, because things are changing around you, whether you like it or not. And as these things are changing around you, you can choose how you feel. And you could be in the energy of c'est la vie, but in that energy of c'est la vie, are you really just bypassing the emotions, or are you actually allowing yourself to feel the emotions? I can hear you, and I know that you're saying, yeah, but I'm a busy mom, and I've got all these kids, and I've got all these things that I got to do, and I still got to work, and I got to do this. Yes, and you're the one that's living this life. You are the one that is here on purpose to experience this life. And yes, your kids are part of that. Your family is part of that. And to give from a depleted body is not in service to you or to your children. And so this isn't an invitation for you to hide away. This is an invitation to really choose yourself, choose on behalf of your own well-being. So life is changing around you. I'm not sure what you're seeing that is changing. Some things are falling into place the way that you want. But again, like I said, there's a greater choice that you are here, that you are making, something that impacts your entire life. Your action is to really do the inner work in order for you to master your own emotions, your own mind with it, your own breakthrough in the pattern of continuing to allow the world to show you what your decision is. Does that make sense? So you're breaking through this parenting, and I'm giving it the label of parenting. You're breaking through this parenting mirror of your parents telling you what to do. Now you're doing this with your children, where you are trying to allow your children to make their own decisions, but you're forgetting and you're seeing your children as adults, that they do not yet have the mental or emotional capacity to make some of the decisions that you're trying to get them to make. And this is a mirror for you as an adult to make the decisions that are in front of you for you to take. So you coming to do this inner work, to the willingness to excavate, to feel into what is it that you desire, to decide that you're going to have it, to continue to move forward in the journey of it, to allow for it to come into the manifestation, allows for you to have greater stability, security within yourself, freedom within yourself, and it now gets to be opened within your own physical, emotional, mental patterns and in your physical life. So you'll begin to see results with that, if you decide. And so, are you willing to have what it is that you want? Stay with it. Allow that to come into manifestation. Create with it, and you'll receive something that is unlike anything that you have now. So will you allow yourself to have that? So all of the cards are black, which is all of it is inner work. So a decision will give you an inspired action. But I think what's kind of clouding some of your decisions is the idea or the fear that if you decide something so big, you got to go and do it right now. And that's the distortion you're breaking through. Does it make sense? So hopefully that resonates for you. Michelina, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in forever. It's so lovely to see you. Awesome. I feel like there's a little bit of confusion for you in this moment. And the confusion is, which direction do I go? I feel like, did you have a new baby? Did you have something big that happened in your life where you kind of had some time off of work? And now perhaps as it's time to go back to work, or you've gone back to work, you're feeling like something's changed. So let's see. Yeah. So it feels like you've received the fulfillment of what you want. Perhaps a greater relationship, a greater family, the job, the things. And in this fulfillment of all of these things that you want, there's a little bit of confusion because there's something more that you want, and you're not sure if you're willing to go in the direction of having more. And so will you allow yourself to have more? Part of this, there's a holding back from actually moving in the direction of what it is that you desire because of a fear of, interestingly, a fear of making the wrong choice, or fear of being alone, if that makes sense. And so what you're breaking through is, one, you're coming into mastery of your own emotions. You're coming into a deeper understanding that you are not your emotions, that you can actually choose the emotions that you want to feel. And that many of the emotions that we feel then trigger a thought pattern. And so you're being invited to break through these thought patterns that you have in connection to fear or sadness or guilt or pain. Um, yeah. And so you're coming into a deeper sense of mastery and understanding with that. I feel like this is also a teaching for you so that you can bring this into the work that you do now. If that is some kind of work that you do, if you teach or if you mentor others, or if you, I feel like you guide others in some sort of way. And so it could be that there's a new teaching that is available for you to understand a little bit more deeply about emotions. And so in that, the willingness to decide to have something else, to allow that to come into fulfillment so that you can go on a journey. It feels like a healing journey where you deeply understand more about your emotions. So this is in service to you to learn more so that you can contribute that and be in service. And it actually arrives at this beautiful fulfillment, fulfillment of service, fulfillment of family, fulfillment of your desires, fulfillment of, it's almost like there's one shift you're being invited to do that will create a great shift within you and your own thinking and how you choose to live, um, which now creates a greater fulfillment within you that is now shared in service with your family and in your community or in your work itself. And so are you willing to do that? It almost feels like part of this may be a journey where you are maybe working with someone to help to discern what that is, or reading a book. Yeah, whatever is inspired. So I hope that resonates for you. Jocelyn, the pain in my toes almost made me want to smash them with a hammer. Turns out I have arthritis. Oh no. Aw. Awesome, Joanna. Love that. I'll come back and I'll read these more deeply afterwards. Mesa. I'm going to do a few more. And then Lisa, love that. I'm going to do a few more. I've got a client in a couple of minutes. So Mesa. I feel like you feel good right now in this moment, but it feels like there are some patterns that are coming up that are leaving. And so I feel like over the last couple of weeks, it's been a little bit rocky with you moving through this journey of whatever it is that you're wanting to experience. And in this rockiness, it's allowed for you to identify these patterns that weren't serving you in your own thinking. And so you're being invited to, as you're moving through this week, if you didn't watch the forecast, I'm going to invite you to watch the forecast. You're being invited to break through the hypnosis of where you fall unconscious and just automatically do the things that you're used to doing or think the way that you're thinking. And so as you are seeing these threads and these patterns in your life, it's the willingness to almost shoot down the pattern. It's like your sister comes and then your mind wants to go into a way of thinking and you're like, pattern. And then you've got a customer come and your mind automatically wants to go into this pattern. Say this client comes in and their credit card isn't working. And so your mind goes into this pattern and of thinking that doesn't serve. And you're like, oh, pattern. And so it feels like you're just spending this time going, oh, that's just a pattern. Oh, that's just a pattern. Oh, I'm done with that pattern. And as you do, you start to build momentum in like a release of these patterns. And so you start to raise your own frequency within your body, which I love. And so I would play with that this week and see how that resonates. Like this is a blessing for you. And so in the raising of your own frequency, it begins to shift your own thinking and your, which is beautiful. It feels fun. Awesome. All right. So we're going to pull for Shalisa, and then be done for the day. Okay. Hmm. Shalisa, I feel like you're at a choice point. There's something in your life that's happening and you're not sure which direction to take. I'm just going to cough. There's some energy moving through your heart. So I'm going to invite you just to take a breath. There's some grief. There's some sadness that may not necessarily be connected to this choice point that you have. But I'm curious as to whether or not you're feeling stuck in your life. Is there a part where in your life are you feeling stuck? Because any place that you're feeling stuck, it may be because you haven't made a decision. And so in this, there's a decision to make, but in this decision that you're making, you've forgotten who you are. You've forgotten that you can move in the direction of what you desire. You've forgotten that you have your intuition that is trying to impose some wisdom for you, that is trying to guide you. But I feel like your ears are shut off, like you don't want to hear what your intuition is saying. And many times we don't want to listen to our intuition because our intuition tells us to do something that is scary, like leave the job, leave the relationship, leave the country, right? And so are you willing to open up your lens or open up your ears and hear where your intuition is guiding you so that you can deepen, so that you can leap? Are you willing to leap and do whatever it is that your intuition has been guiding you to do, that has been, that it's actually been informing you to do for quite some time? It almost feels like you've had these cycles, these patterns of same, and I'm just using this as an example, same boyfriend, different face. And so if same boyfriend, different face, meaning same themes that are running, where he may be, he may treat you poorly, may cheat on you, may all of these things. And so you're being invited to hear your intuition, to trust your intuition, to take that action, to leap, take a leap of faith in your own thinking, trusting that on the other side of it is a blessing, because on the other side of it is a blessing. And whether this blessing is a feeling of relief, a feeling of acceptance, a feeling of openness in your own body, you're breaking through a really big pattern that has been holding you back from what it is that you want to experience. And so on the other side of really trusting your intuition and taking that leap, there is this blessing, this allowing, this opening, and this deeper sense of you and who you are. It almost feels like you are then blessed with joy, blessed with happiness, blessed with love. It almost feels like at the same time your body feels such the sense of relief. Yeah. So I hope that resonates for you. Thank you all for joining me today. I hope that this all resonated. And if we haven't connected, then I'm going to invite you to connect with me for a free 30-minute reading where we look at your ruling number and your birth card, and we just channel a bit of information that can help you to be in service for you to move in the direction of what it is that you desire. Happy Monday. Have the most amazing week, and I will definitely see you in the spaces. Lots of love. Bye for now.